Okay, these notes are your concept number 9, which is solving systems of equations, but now it's with the elimination method. So we already had the graphing method, then we had substitution method, and now this is the third possible method for solving a system of equations, and it's called the elimination method. Now, you have 4 steps in order to solve with elimination. However, step number 1 is not done all the time. Okay? Step number 1 is only done when it's necessary. So there are a lot of cases where you will skip step number 1 and start with step number 2 instead. So step number 1 says, if necessary, you're going to multiply one of the equations or both of the equations possibly, so that you can create terms that are opposite of each other. Okay? That means negative and positive. Opposite means one negative, one positive. So you want the terms to be the same coefficient, so the same variable, the same number connected to the variable. But you want one to be positive and one of them to be negative. So there are cases where that's already done for you and you can skip step number 1. There are times where that's not done for you and you have to do some multiplying to make this happen. Once you make that happen, you are going to add the 2 equations together. Okay, it's very important that you remember that you are always adding with the elimination method. So you're going to add these 2 equations together. That will ideally eliminate one of the variables. Because those variables were opposites of each other, they're going to cancel out. That's our goal, is to make either the x terms eliminate or we're going to make the y terms eliminate, which is why it's called the elimination method. Once you get those added together and one of your variables completely eliminates from the equation, then you can just solve the equation like normal. That's either going to give you an answer for x or it's going to give you an answer for y, depending on which variable you have left. Same as what we've always done before. Systems of equations, their solution is a coordinate pair where these 2 lines would cross if we graphed them. So you have to then do your final step where you take the answer that you just got and plug it back into one of the 2 original equations that you were given and solve for your other variable. Okay? Because remember, you always need to have an x and a y value for your answers. So first example. This example is going to be where step number 1 is already done for you, okay? Where you already have terms that are opposite of each other. So like I said, sometimes that will happen. There are other times where you have to do a little bit of extra work. In this case here, in this example, that first step is already done for you. So the original equations were 2x plus 3y equals 11. Your other equation was a negative 2x plus 5y equals 13. So remember, systems of equations is just 2 equations that we're going to solve together. With these initial equations, right, this 2x and the negative 2x are opposites of each other. They're both an x term. They both have a coefficient of 2, but one is positive, one is negative. That's what we want to happen. Right? That's our initial goal, is to make sure we have terms that are opposite of each other. Once that has taken place, then you go to step number 2 where we add these 2 equations together. Okay? And we're just going to add vertically, just like you would normally do with addition. Okay? 2x plus a negative 2x. They're opposites of each other, so they cancel out. They eliminate, which is why this is called the elimination method. My goal is to get this x term, in this case the x term, to eliminate, okay, which it does. Then I come over here, 3y plus 5y is an 8y, and then 11 plus 13 is 24. Remember that you are always adding, so it's important that you write down the addition sign. For a lot of you, it may help to circle that addition sign then, so that you remember to continue adding the whole way through your problem. Now we are given 8y equals 24. That's all we have left. So now this is just a simple one-step equation that you have to finish solving. 8y equals 24. You now need to divide both sides by 8. That cancels. 24 divided by 8 gives you an answer of y equals 3. Okay, now remember, that's only one of your two pieces to your answer. Okay, your answer needs to be a coordinate pair of x comma y. So now we have our y value. Now your final step is to take that answer and plug it back into either one of the original equations. It's going to be really important with this method that you always plug it back into an original equation, not an equation that you have changed. Now in this case, we didn't have to change either of these. So you can either plug it back into the 2x plus 3y equals 11, or you could plug it back into negative 2x plus 5y equals 13. Does not matter, you will get the same answer either way. So in this case, we chose to plug it back into the first equation, which is 2x plus 3y, which our y value we just found was 3, equals 11. Your goal now is to solve for x. So you have a two-step equation. 2x plus 9 equals 11. Subtract 9 to your other side. It's going to give you 2x equals 2. Divide both sides by 2, you get x equals 1. Now that you have both of these values, you can write your final answer. Remember that your final answer is always a coordinate pair, so x comma y, which in this case is 1 comma 3. So this solution is telling us that if I were to graph these two lines, they would cross at 1, 3. All right, second example. Okay, this one you have a little bit of work to do for step 1. Okay, your initial equation does not have any opposites. Our initial equation was 4x plus 3y equals 2. Second equation was 5x plus 3y equals negative 2. So we are close in the fact that this 3y's are the same. Okay, they both are a y term. They both have a coefficient of 3. However, remember, we need them to be opposites of each other. I need one to be positive and one to be negative. So that's where I have to do some multiplying in one of these equations. And it does not matter which equation you choose to multiply. You will still get to the same final answer at the end. Okay? But we're going to have to multiply one of these equations by a negative 1. Okay? If I multiply one of these by negative 1, it'll turn it into a negative 3y, which will then give me opposites. Okay? So it's not always a negative 1. You have to decide what you're going to have to multiply by. In this case, because the coefficients are already the same, and I just need to change the sign of one of them, I just want to multiply by a negative 1. So in this case, we chose to multiply the second equation. So next to it, you're going to rewrite this first equation. 4x plus 3y equals 2. Then this second equation all gets multiplied by a negative 1. So you put the negative 1 outside, parentheses around the entire equation, because everything in this equation has to get multiplied by that negative 1. So 5x times negative 1 is a negative 5x. 3y times a negative 1 is a negative 3y. And then negative 1 times negative 2 is a positive 2. So every single term got multiplied by that negative 1. Now, this goes right back to our step 2 from before. Now that these are changed and we have opposites, I now want to add my equations together. 4 plus a negative 5x. Okay, 4x plus a negative 5x is a negative 1x. 3y and a negative 3y eliminate. That's what we wanted to happen. And then 2 plus 2 equals 4. So I have negative 1x equals 4. Now it's just a one-step equation. Divide both sides by your negative 1. You end up with a final answer for x is negative 4. Now that's just your x term. You have to take this x value and plug it back into one of the two original equations. So you cannot plug it into this new second equation that we made. It has to be one of the original equations that was given to you. Right? Again, it doesn't matter which one you choose. In this case, we chose the top equation. So 4 times negative 4 plus 3y equals 2. So I'm plugging in my x value into this equation. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16, plus 3y equals 2. It's just a two-step equation. Add your 16 to the other side. You end up with 3y equals 18. And then you get y equals 6 for that answer. Now you have to write these together as one final answer. Your x value is a -4, your y value is a 6, so your answer is -4, 6. Right, another example. So if you look at the initial equations that we are given, we have 5x plus 2y equals 16. Our second equation is 3x minus 4y equals 20. So I don't have anything that's already opposites of each other. Okay, so I can't jump straight to step 2. I have to do step 1 first. But I also don't even have anything that's the same coefficient, the same number in front of the variables. Now is where you have some options. Okay? You have to decide which variable do you want to eliminate. A lot of times there's an easier one than the other. Okay? So you have to start looking at the coefficients. Nothing I multiply times 5 is going to give me a 3. Nothing I multiply times 3 is going to give me a 5. So it doesn't really make sense to eliminate my x terms. But if I look at my y terms, I could turn this 2 into a 4 so that these are the same coefficient. They're already opposite signs. So I don't need to worry about changing the sign of either one of these. I just need these coefficients to be the same. So in this case, in order to get this 2 to turn into a 4, I would have to multiply by 2. Which means I need to multiply this entire top equation by 2. So now, when we do that, we have 5x plus 2y equals 16. All of that is getting multiplied by 2. So I put parentheses around the whole thing and put a 2 out front. 5x times 2 is 10x. 2y times 2 is 4y. And 16 times 2 is 32. You have to make sure that you multiply every single term in the equation by 2. Now, our second equation, we're not changing anything about, so you just rewrite it. You have 3x minus 4y equals 20, exactly the same as what it was. Now that you've made your opposite terms, you can just add these together. 10x plus 3x is 13x. Your 4y and your -4y cancel, they eliminate like we wanted them to. And 32 plus 20 is 52. Now it's a one-step equation. 13x equals 52, so x equals 4. Okay? Again, you take that answer and you plug it back into one of these two originals and solve for your other variable. So I'm going to solve for y. Plug it back into the first equation in this case. You end up with an answer of y equals -2. Okay, now again, it does not matter which one of these original equations you plug it into. No matter what, you will still get the same y value of -2. So your final answer is 4, -2. All right, we have 4 more examples. I'm going to end this video and start these 4 on part 2. So I'm going to have to do a separate video. So part 2 will be its own video to finish out the back of these notes.